There was a battle yesterday. I'm talking about this 2.3 billion naira theft. EFCC customs clash on custody as Maina bags 61-year imprisonment. That story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper this morning. I know in Nigeria, people have gone to court. People are on trial have gone to court in neck braces, on gunners, in wheelchairs. But for me, I think
some have come with a team of doctors.
Yes, for me, I think Maina is taking the cake. Now, officials are fighting over him. Security officials are fighting over him to have him in the custody. Let's look at this really.
Even the conviction and sentencing of Abdul Rashid Maina, the former pension reform task force chief, did not make the story that the fight between the EFCC and the prison officials made yesterday. Maina was sentenced to 61 years in total in prison. The maximum is 8 years, so because it will run concurrently, you will spend a maximum 8 years in prison. And according to the Administration of Criminal Justice Act that operates in the country today, he starts his prison term immediately.
Concurrent.
So what that simply means is that he goes to prison yesterday. As soon as the judgment was passed, he was convicted and sentenced, he goes to prison. And of course, people whose pensions were stolen will rejoice about this judgment. They have been rejoicing about this judgment. We remember Abdul Rashid Maina very well. We remember how this issue really started. At the time, in those years, I was in personal shock. When the EFCC started prosecuting Maina and the evidence they were throwing out in the media and the public at the time. They say Maina had cronies, over 300 people, where he pays money into their accounts regularly. We're not talking of 10 million, 5 million, hundreds of millions, including his teenage son at the time, Faisal Abdul Rashid Maina. Had hundreds of millions in his account.
Not a way to balkanize
aunties, uncles, brother. He just pours money. And I was wondering, a civil servant, he was an assistant director, a civil servant mandated to head a committee, a pension reform committee. How did he have access to this huge amount of money? We're talking about billions of naira. At that time, Maina was even going abroad to do pension verification. At that time, they couldn't do biometric at home. I'm talking about 2013-14. He would carry pensioners, he would take them to London, all the US, and go and do biometric. The man had too much powers. And it was almost uncontrollable for him. He had access to billions of money. Nobody knew. I don't know how the government runs that so much power and so much money was allocated to just one man in the name of his chairman of a task force the government created. That was how Rashid Maina became known to the Nigerian public. Eventually, all of this culminated yesterday in his conviction and sentence. But the big story was the fight outside the court, EFCC and prison.
What a man!
Abdul Rashid Maina is a VIP prisoner. Everybody wants a VIP prisoner because the VIP prisoner, once he arrives at the prison, will want his comfort and he can pay anything for it. Abdul Rashid Maina can pay for his comfort. So if he arrives at the prison, he probably have a whole hall to himself, not a cell, and he will pay for it. And prison officials will lavish from him. They will bring the recharge card from him, they'll bring phone from him. They will even bring his village to him if he wants to come and visit him normally. So that's why you could see those prison officials running, big men running up and down shouting yesterday. The video is there. I have the video on one of my phones here. You will laugh. And then the EFCC also trying to rearrest him. How do you rearrest a man that has already been convicted and sentenced? He's been sent, even if you have other charges, you have to file those charges.
Yes.
While he's in prison, he's going to prison from the court. Administration of the Criminal Justice Act. It's our laws. Yet, the EFCC officials were fighting nakedly open to drag Rashid Maina back to EFCC so that they can have one last hurrah and lick him dry for the last time. I could understand what's happening. It's not the first time we've seen rival government agencies fighting in public. The other day, DSS and police drew gun at each other. It's such a mess, And why this really boggles the mind there, because that nobody will pay. Yeah. When they get to the office yesterday, the EFCC chairman would not scold any of those CC officials. The prison comptroller general will probably tell the prison, but why did you fail to win the battle? We need him here. It's just a mess, because that became the story at the end of the day, bigger than the fact that this pension thief has been convicted and sentenced.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more, leave a comment and like. Thank you.